defensively, I think that, yeah, they did a great job. They won the series, but, you know, I think if it's any...
The drama surrounding Candace Parker's unapologetic ranking of Angel Reese wasn't just another opinion in the never-ending swirl of sports commentary. It was a thunderclap that shook the WNBA's carefully curated narrative. One of the most respected voices in women's basketball dared to say what insiders had been whispering behind closed doors for months. Angel Reese is not who her fans think she is. Parker didn't just toss Reese into the C tier of her player rankings and walk away. She explained it, stood by it, and then exposed what many now believe is the biggest hoax in recent WNBA history: Angel Reese. A player celebrated by fans and paraded around as the league's next superstar, found herself lumped in with developing and injured players, right next to Cameron Brink, who isn't even on the floor. That placement was a statement, and Candace Parker didn't mince words. If you're going to be considered an elite WNBA player, you must be able to carry a team. You have to be a number 1 or 2 option. And in Parker's eyes, Reese isn't there, not even close. She praised Reese's rebounding, sure, but the message was crystal clear. Reese is a role player, nothing more. While players like A'ja Wilson, Breanna Stewart, and Napheesa Collier were comfortably seated in the S tier. And Caitlin Clark found a stronghold in the A tier. Angel Reese was banished to a category meant for question marks and unknowns.
With it, or you get tired of it and boss up and want to play harder. So I think we've done that. I think we've done a great job of that.
Her placement alongside players still finding their identity in the league wasn't just humbling, it was humiliating. And the reaction online was exactly what you'd expect. Reese's fans erupted in outrage. Social media lit up with angry posts accusing Parker of jealousy, bias, and sabotage. The Reese fan base, affectionately known as the Reese's Pieces, called for retractions, apologies, and even accused Candace of intentionally tearing down another black woman. But Parker didn't flinch. In a calm and calculated appearance on the Good Follow podcast, she stood by every word. No hate, no personal digs, just pure basketball critique. She made it clear the problem wasn't Angel the person, it was Angel the player. And the game film doesn't lie. The most devastating blow came not from Parker's words, but from the raw numbers. The Minnesota Lynx game became the flashpoint. In a single night, Angel Reese committed 9 turnovers, a statistic so disastrous it stripped away any illusion that her double-double streaks held weight.
I got role, and I'll continue to take that on and be that for my teammates. And if I want to be that, and I know I'll go down in history, I'll look back and...
Chicago got crushed by 23 points. Reese's plus-minus was -19. She wasn't just ineffective. She was a liability. The game laid bare what fans had been trying to deny. Reese wasn't elevating her team. She was dragging them down. For every offensive rebound she grabbed, she gave the ball away on the other end. Her passes were erratic, her decision-making errant, and her presence on the court chaotic. The Sky looked more composed when she was on the bench than when she played. Extended minutes, and that's where the data became damning. When Angel Reese played fewer than 30 minutes per game, Chicago's win percentage spiked. Less Reese meant more wins. It was a pattern that crushed every media narrative built around her value. How can someone be deemed essential when the team performs better without her? Opposing coaches noticed too, began targeting Reese as a weak point in Chicago's offense, crafting defensive schemes that baited her into mistakes. It wasn't just one bad night. It was a season-long trend. Turnovers disguised by rebounding stats, flashy numbers hiding fundamental flaws. The most painful part? Chicago's coaching staff refused to adapt.
Oh snap, Candace Parker asked to put certain players in a tier list.
They leaned into the media hype instead of correcting the course. They praised her stats, brushed off the turnovers, and kept doubling down on a broken strategy. Angel Reese's brand was treated as more important than the team's actual success. And as the Sky kept losing, the illusion crumbled. Meanwhile, Candace Parker's tier list was vindicated in real time. Every disastrous Reese performance added credibility to her analysis. And fans who once dismissed Parker's take began to come around. This wasn't about tearing down a young player, it was about basketball truth. A truth the league had tried to bury under marketing slogans and social media clips. Reese had become the WNBA's great experiment in manufactured superstardom.
The Chicago Sky got destroyed by the stud butts.
The double-double queen, Bayou Barbie, Rebound Barbie, Bricklayer Barbie. The nicknames were endless. But when the games actually mattered, none of them could help her win. Even her media. Allies were forced to reckon with the harsh reality. Chicago had only managed one win against teams with winning records in the past year. It's just one. And Reese was front and center in nearly every 40-point blowout they suffered. That's not leadership, it's camouflage for chaos. When Parker said Reese didn't belong in the top tiers, she wasn't gatekeeping. She was identifying the difference between impact and illusion. Caitlin Clark, by contrast, was building her case through actual transformation. The Fever's offense evolved around her.
The only thing Angel Reese has proven is she can't win games.
She didn't just put up numbers, she made her teammates better. The same couldn't be said about Reese, whose style too often disrupted the flow and forced others into uncomfortable roles. Basketball is a game of chemistry, of rhythm, of sacrifice. Reese's presence on the court often felt like a storm that never settled. Teammates hesitated. Ball movement stalled. Defenses sagged off, knowing they could bait her into mistakes. And once the turnovers started, they didn't stop. Parker's assessment gave everyone permission to say what had been sitting on their minds for months. Reese isn't Alyssa Thomas. She's not Breena Stewart. She's not even close to Clark. She's a high-energy rebounder with a turnover problem and, pretending otherwise only delays her growth. You can't call someone a franchise cornerstone just because their stat line looks impressive on paper, not when those stats are hollow, and yet the media still clings to the Reese hype. But now the narrative is starting to slip. Basketball minds know the truth. They see the same game film.
We're seeing from Angel Reese with these double-doubles, it's not. It's a nice little stat.
They see the same mistakes. And they understand that hype doesn't win championships. Sexecution does. The Angel Reese saga has become a cautionary tale. A story about what happens when branding overtakes performance, when PR becomes louder than production, when a player's image is polished until it blinds the very people who should be demanding better. And Candace Parker, through not a single ranking, peeled that polish away. Reese's apologists have no answers for the actual results. No comebacks for the win-loss records. No defense for the turnovers. The stats don't lie, and neither does Candace Parker. The future of the WNBA is too important to waste on hollow narratives. This league needs stars who show up in the moments that matter, not just players who show up on social media. Angel Reese may yet become the player her fans believe she already is. But right now, she's not there. She's a role player lost in the glow of artificial spotlight. And unless the Sky start making decisions based on basketball, not branding, their season will be as forgettable as another meaningless double-double. If you agree with Candace Parker and believe the WNBA needs more truth and less hype, comment below with Baby Giraffe. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next unfiltered breakdown. The truth matters. And it's finally being heard.